Welcome to the Nevis newscast for Monday, June 14th, 2021. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. The Nevis Island Administration will do all in its power to protect our people in light of the current outbreak of COVID-19. On June 12th, Premier the Honourable Mark Brantley outlined decisions his cabinet has made in the best interest of the people of Nevis.
I have advised the Honourable Prime Minister that government offices and businesses on Nevis shall remain open, provided that all protocols as to mask wearing, physical distancing, and hand sanitizing are in place. All workers then should report to work on time and wearing their masks. It will be for the individual businesses to determine how best to schedule their workers to ensure the overall objective of keeping Nevis safe. Our people are still allowed to attend church services and undertake their business during the hours of 5 a.m. and 6 p.m. each day. Our construction workers are still permitted to go to work. I, however, urge everyone else not to leave your home unless you absolutely have to.
The Premier also noted that through the chair of the Board of Directors of the Nevis Air and Seaports Authority, NASPA, he initiated a discussion with ferry and water taxi operators.
The purpose of this discussion was to restrict the movement of ferries and water taxis and to require that only essential travel be undertaken, such as travel for work, essential services such as police, fire, health, and prison services, and travel for medical reasons, such as our patients requiring dialysis on sync kits at this time. I am pleased to report tonight that the chairman of NASPA has advised that all ferries have voluntarily decided to suspend their services. However, West Agency has agreed to do a single round trip in the morning and one in the evening via MV Mark Twain, but restricted only to essential travelers. The water taxis equally have voluntarily decided to suspend their services except for charters.
Other measures announced by Prime Minister Honourable Dr. Timothy Harris on June 11th will be enforced.
For the next 14 days, the island of Nevis will have a curfew from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. each day as announced. For the next 14 days, there will be no mass gatherings allowed, meaning no parties or fetes or large gatherings of any kind. For the next 14 days, the beaches will be restricted to exercise only. In other words, no parties or picnics on the beaches. For the next 14 days, restaurants can open, but will be restricted to takeaway and delivery service only. This, of course, does not apply to restaurants in hotels catering for their in-house guests. For the next 14 days, businesses should encourage workers to work from home where possible. For the next 14 days, gaming establishments will be closed. For the next 14 days, buses will continue to operate at 50% capacity with adequate physical distancing and mandatory mask wearing and hand sanitizing on board. Our police and authorities will issue tickets and summonses where necessary for those who refuse to abide by the restrictions.
Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Mark Brantley. The maternal, neonatal and pediatric wards of the Alexandra Hospital received a donation of over $100,000 worth of equipment by Mr. and Mrs. Bruno Moinville. Moinville, who was present virtually at the handing over ceremony, spoke briefly about the donation.
This donation is something that we can give you as a reward for what you have done for us. Because when you come to St. Kitts, it's again when you are from a foreign country. I think it's a special. It's a special attitude from all the people, and that makes. You're feeling very and your holidays, because most of the time for us it's holidays, very nice.
A symbolic handing over was done by Adrian Daniel of Daniel Brantley and Associates, who represents the Moinville family. Daniel presented to Assistant Hospital Administrator Chanel Brown, who in turn presented to pediatrician Dr. Cleo Smith-Romani. The Junior Minister of Health, the Honorable Hazel Brandy Williams, expressed gratitude and spoke of the significance of the donation.
It is my understanding that today you are donating medical equipment and supplies to the tune of $100,000. And I cannot express how truly touched we are by this humanitarian gesture. With this very tiny donation, the Ministry of Health and Gender Affairs will be in a position to provide better care for our children and expecting mothers. Your donation, no doubt, will make a positive difference in our antenatal, delivery, and postnatal care. As an administration, we are cognizant that delivery of health services require an all-hands-on-deck approach. And that is why we are always inspired by corporate citizens like yourselves who will come on board and make such generous contributions.
Included in the donation are infant incubator, skin temperature probes, emergency crash cart, electric maternity delivery bed, fetal or maternal monitors with carts and printer paper rolls, resuscitation unit, and jaundice meter. Also present at the handing over was Premier of Nevis and the Senior Minister of Health, the Honorable Mark Brantley, who attended virtually, as well as Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Shalisa Martin Clark, Assistant Permanent Secretary Latoya Jeffers, Assistant Matron Daima Golden, and other doctors, nurses, and health officials who attended both virtually and physically. The donation took place at the Alexandra Hospital's conference room on Friday, June 11th, 2021. On the advice of the authorities from the Ministry of Health, several members of staff at the Bastille Police Headquarters have been placed in quarantine following the first confirmed case of COVID-19 among staff. These persons have been tested and their first test results have all returned negative. The patient, a civilian who works at police headquarters, was immediately placed in isolation. Commissioner of Police Hilroy Brandy assures the public that the High Command is taking all the necessary precautions to prevent the spread of the virus and will continue to closely monitor the situation as it unfolds. Commissioner Brandy has reminded employees of the importance of wearing their masks, sanitizing their hands, and maintaining the recommended social distance as much as possible while at work and away from work. The protocols put in place by the Ministry of Health had been instituted at the police headquarters and police stations around the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis since they were first announced. As a result of the situation, persons are asked to make all non-emergency reports and inquiries to the Bastille Police Headquarters by telephone or email rather than in person, if possible. The headquarters can be reached by dialing 465-2241. For emergencies, call 911. The following are notices from the Nevis Air and Seaports Authority regarding changes to the operating hours at the Long Point Port. The management of the Nevis Air and Seaports Authority, NASPA, in an effort to keep its staff, customers, and community safe, would like to inform the general public of the changes in the ferry schedule and operating hours at the Long Point Port. The new operating hours at the Long Point Port are 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday and Friday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. NASPA thanks the public for its continued patience and understanding and encourages everyone using its facilities to continue to follow the protocols in place, use the hand sanitization stations, practice social distancing, and always wear your face mask. Meantime, effective immediately and continuing for the next 2 weeks, the only vessels which will be traveling between St. Kitts and Nevis are MV Mark Twain and MV Lady B. MV Mark Twain will depart Nevis at 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. Monday to Saturday. MV Lady B will depart Nevis 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Monday to Saturday. MV Mark Twain will depart St. Kitts at 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Monday to Saturday. MV Lady B will depart St. Kitts 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. Monday to Saturday. Their schedules can be found on the NASPA Facebook page. Only essential travel will be allowed at the Charlestown Seaport, and all COVID-19 procedures must be adhered to. The Youth Impact 12 awardee for the month of June is Davian Griffin. Griffin is a budding visual artist and aspiring entrepreneur. At the age of 8, Davian's interest in digital and traditional arts was recognized by his family members. With his entry into the Nevis Sixth Form College at 17 years of age, Davian kicked his career into another gear by choosing the course Visual Arts and Digital Media. It was at this moment that he was determined to become a full-time artist. On completion of his studies, he attained a diploma and is now on a journey of creating his own art style. Griffin has mastered his craft even further by watching numerous YouTube tutorials and reaching out to fellow regional and international artists. He has been using the tips and insights to elevate his critical thinking processes. As a result, numerous entrepreneurial opportunities have been presented to him. One such opportunity was the creation of a partnership with Lime Beach Bar to launch and host the Paint and Sip events. After achieving a level of professional artistic ability and knowing how difficult and draining of an experience it can be as an independent worker, Griffin has shared his knowledge in a fun and innovative way with the general public. He says one of his plans is to host workshops to help to educate interested youth in the field of visual arts. We join the Department of Youth in congratulating Davian Griffin, Youth Impact 12 awardee for June in the area of the arts. Meantime, nominations are now open for Youth Impact 12 awardees for July, August, and September. The areas of awards are Youth in Cultural and Historical Preservation for July. The deadline for nominations is June 18th, 2021. For August and September, the areas of awards are Youth in Health and Well-being and Youth in Patriotism, respectively. The deadline for nominations for August and September is July 16th, 2021. Please visit the Department of Youth to collect a form to nominate an outstanding young person. And that's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.